One of the major benefits of using Kookaburra is our integration into Routific and the ability for it to manage your deliveries. In order to connect Routific, it's a very simple process and requires you going to routific.com and selecting Try It Free. Once you provide these basic bits of information and select Start Planning Routes, you need to let us know and we'll add you to our master account. Once we let you know that you've been connected, the first stage of connecting Kookaburra to Routific requires you going into the My Account section within Routific, copying the API token, bearing in mind that you do not copy the first line, and then going into Settings, Pickup and Delivery, and pasting into this step 3 while saving the settings. Once connected, you're able to set up your Routific account. There are 3 main areas we suggest that you commence with. Firstly, in the settings page or settings option, we suggest changing the default duration to 2 minutes and being mindful that there's these other fields that you can explore once you're more comfortable with the platform. The second stage is to go into the customer notifications, choose notification templates. These are the 4 areas that automate notifications to your customers. We suggest starting with these 2 options. This first one's out for delivery and pressing edit. And in doing so, you've got the ability to automate communication with your customers at a particular period of time. We suggest 30 minutes unless you want to use a different time, where you can personalize a message to them that they will get when you're 30 minutes away from delivery. And also the after delivery option, where likewise it's your ability to edit your communication so that the customer, once receiving their goods, are aware that they've been received, and if they're not at home, they can deal with it appropriately. This third section is to set up your drivers. You can do that by following this process. Saving the drivers. You can then edit those drivers' details. And generally, when they start working, it's important to put their mobile number in because that is where they'll be communicated their routes, and save the information. Information has been set up, you're ready to go. At the conclusion of each menu, the process requires you to go into Data, Reports, selecting a menu, selecting Delivery Export. You've got the ability to, if you have multiple delivery days, selecting your day, and then selecting Routific and generating. This will create a file. There's also the ability to directly import into Routific by doing a similar process. That will enable it to go straight into Routific and make it a simpler process, but we suggest for the best experience to do the first option. Once exported, you're able to go into the Routific, go into All Projects, start a new project, select the day and save. You're then able to upload that list. The system establishes what it thinks is the most effective route for you to take on this trip. It's worth reviewing that to make sure that you're comfortable that that's the path you would like to go. You can see in this example that the finishing point is the furthest point. We suggest going into the driver's details and putting in the closing destination. saving. And you've got the ability to re-optimize that route. You can now see that it's done in a way that makes it a bit more efficient to get back to home base. We suggest it's worth running your eye over and making sure you're happy with the proposed route. There are a few ways in which you can deal with reorganizing. The first one is you can reverse the route if you think that the other way might be more suitable for the run that you're proposing. And then that does it in the reverse direction. You're also able to drag this into different spots to whatever suits you. Another interesting aspect of the platform is that you can see if there's notes from the customer. Now, this might be something as simple as the PIN code or some directions, but the driver will receive this information, which is very, very useful. Prior to dispatching the job, which essentially means it's finalized and the driver will be informed, it's important you get your driver to download the Routific driver app. Now, if they don't have this, that is fine. They'll be sent a text message with the mobile route, and the experience is very similar, but we suggest exploring that to start with. Comfortable, this is ready to go. The next stage is dispatching to drivers. They will then be informed of the route, and the customers will also get informed when they're less than 30 minutes or whatever specifications you've set. Drivers are out on the road. You've got the ability to see how they're progressing, and which is a great function because you might get a phone call from a future customer whose delivery hasn't been delivered with some information or with wanting a progress update, and you're able to give them that knowing you've got full visibility on the projects. Everyone that uses this integration finds it's an essential part of managing a successful delivery run, and we really encourage everyone to give it a try and also to reach out if you need a little bit more guidance. Routific also provides some fantastic resources in this Academy tutorials if you really want to find out some more ways to optimize this experience. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration, and we look forward to hearing how you go using Routific.